What's up, my people? Gotta take a break, and get some things straightened out, get some stuff sorted out, and get back on track and take care of business. Hope everybody's good. Remember, download the Robinhood app. Remember, download the app. It's easy. Start investing in your future right here. Start right now. Now you start investing right here. Jamaicans, Mexicans, Mexico, all of Mexico, Brazilians, Peru, we know all these countries. We've been watching soccer and football forever. So, we have this connection. So, from German, where you from? We have to get in and start investing and start understanding what's going on in the like they say in the mountain, in the neck of the neighborhoods. in the neck of the mountains or in the neck of the neighborhood, something like that. But anyway. But yeah, you have to start investing. It's really important that you start investing. If it's just one stock, if you're in America, Jamaicans, if you're in America, you can start with you can download the Robinhood app, and it's an investment platform. You can buy and sell stock and ETF commission free, and getting started is easy. Just download the app and find a company you love, and you can invest in it as low as $1. And say you have uninvested money in your account, because the thing with Robinhood is you can transfer money to your account and buy a stock same day. Yes, you're gonna make mistakes. So app, the first stocks for free once you download the Robinhood app, and Amazon was offering anywhere from $5 to $150 of the free stock. Same for Practica and Gamble. Same for Tesla, and you know you can get anywhere from $5 to $150 of the free stock from these three companies. But there is going to be some kind of limitation and stuff like that. So just understanding that it's not a like sometimes you may think that okay, it's not going to work out the way you think, but you have to start today, and you have to start with one stock first. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And this you have growth stocks, and you have industrial stocks, and Jamaicans, Caribbeans, whoever is listening, I know there are other people who understand this way more than I do, and so I'm not really I'm trying to talk to who's not familiar with this kind of setup. So if you already understand and know these things, just click my like button, show me some love, let me keep going doing my thing. Anyway, so if so friends, you're from Jamaica, friends, you're from St. Lucia, St. Kitts, even if you're from Cuba, you understand English and stuff like that, and you want to start, you can start investing in your country in whichever way you want to. But first you got to start with a stock, and it's really easy. You don't want to start with a bond, because you don't bond no bonds yet. Bonds, it's a next level. You want to start with a stock first. It's like you want to start with one item first, understand it, and then you move on from there. So what you need to do is, like, if you don't know the Robinhood app, you can put money in the cash in your account, and you can buy the same day, and you can just start learning. So yes, you're gonna make some mistakes. Yes, you're gonna fall into love. You're gonna fall in love with some stocks and shares and stuff like that. But you don't need to fall in love with any of this. You don't need to fall in love with it. You need to, if you're doing a home run stock like I talk about, we're playing. If you read what I'm saying in my description, how to look and find that and compare the companies, make sure you got a low PE ratio, at this time of the year, oil, fuel, energy sector is, one good sector to look in. So you're going to start with something like that, or you can start with like a communications stock, such as like AT&T, Verizon, something like that, So and you can start with like or a Walmart or a Best Buy, or one of these companies like that it's gonna be around, and you can watch and learn from there. So to all the entertainers out there in the world that making their money, the entertainment world it comes and go. You can use Jay-Z as a prime example. This guy, you just keep building and building and adding and adding and adding. And so, that's how we got to start. Rick Ross doing the same thing. I think he's doing apartments and complexes and stuff like that. So you got to make use of the opportunity. Like when the money start rolling in, you start investing in. You can, if you can start with Robinhood, then you can do M1 Finance, and you can start do Webull after Robinhood. I like that way. And it's good to learn about M1 Finance. It's a little bit challenging at first. You might get intimidated about creating your own pie and stuff like that. But for me, I think it's real fun to play with and understand the different setups with M1 Finance, and or you can select your own pie. It's kind of like building an ETF pie pretty much with you can see it's like it's an ETF pie that you're building with M1 Finance. It's kind of like that. It's kind of you have the ETF, you know, and the ETFs got like I said earlier, like you've got the sectors, you got 11 different sectors, and then once you have those sectors which describes energy and stuff like that, and information and all these things. But then you have like ETFs, and then when you look at ETFs, within an ETF you find energy, pharmaceutical, communication, all these different sectors as well. So it's like ETF is a sector within a sector, like it's like a sector within a sector, kinda. And so with M1 Finance, it's like now it's another sector within a sector. Depends on how you build it. It's like building your own ETF. But anyway, I don't know. I'm not saying buy, sell, or share anything. I'm gonna leave a link. Use my link. Download the Robinhood app. Click my like button because I like you. You like me, and let's keep it going. Anyway, so I got some renewable energy companies that you got Brookfield Renewable Companies. You have Algonquin Algonquin Clean Your Energy. Also, it's a renewable energy. You have Clearway, and you have Nextera. All these are renewable energy company. So the first one, the ticker symbol is BEP. The second one is AQN. The third one is CWEN. And the fourth one is NEP, renewable. So you can look those up when you get a chance. If you want me to repeat it, I repeat it. The ticker symbol for the first renewable energy company is BEP. The second one is AQN. The third one is CWEN. And the fourth one is NEP. So it's a renewable company, energy company. You can look those up when you get the time to. Anyway, so yeah, so I was checking out. So remember, this week also is fire prevention week. So remember, like I do before I leave my house, I do a 5 check. So you want to help out the firefighters. So, you know, because we're going to need them at some other day, maybe on the road or somebody else down the road. They're going to need them for something else. So while we can support and help out their movement, before you leave the house, do a little fire check, do you know, your 5 check, I call it a 5 check. You can come up with a name for your fire check before you leave the house. Mine is a 5 check. I look at the stoves and I do a 5 check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure all the knobs are in the off position, um, and make sure your fire alarm works. These things are really important. I know sometimes I also you know try to make sure I just squeeze the button to make sure the fire alarm works and go beep beep. Just random sometimes just to do that, just to make sure everything's working. Anyway, so like like I said earlier, you need to go ahead and get your flu shot. They got this called super flu shot. It's a super flu shot. You gotta look up. I think his name is Dr. John Torres, and see if you can get some more information about what he's gonna say about the super new flu shot for everyone out there who's accustomed to getting flu, because things can change with your life. Like you can get allergic to certain stuff. You can, like, when you're younger you will not be allergic to certain things, but then as you get older, you, not older but more mature, you get accustomed, you start like having trouble, like with certain things. You get allergic to, like, like say if you used to be outside messing with poison ivy when you were young and it didn't bother you, and then when you got more mature, poison ivy stopped bothering you. Your body goes through these changes sometimes, and the environment too. So, and one of the good thing to help you avoid getting real ill sometimes during this time of the year, I think you got to get honey. You got to get the local honey though. Yeah, like that. I think I'm not saying to do this, go buy a couple bottles of honeys. I'm just putting this out there so you can relate if you want, and you can send me some message. You can give me some topics, some pointers if you want me to point some stuff out for you and talk about some issues or whatever. I'm here for you, your ears, whatever. Good or bad. It's life. Um, as one of our artists, I think his name is Sizzler. He said the truest reasoning of life is the good and bad is the only truest reasoning. I don't know if you will understand that, but so you can share and like and don't like. I like y'all, love y'all. Anyway, but like I said, at this time of the year though, like with this community in this era that we live in, and when you move to a new community, I think there's certain basic things that you gotta you have to remember to do, but it's not pointed out for you just to do it. You have to remember to do it. Yeah, you have to really, really remember to do these things. And one is to one is to when you move to somewhere else, one of the first thing you need to do too is to get some of their local honey and drink some of that with possible ginger, main turmeric, but because what's in the local honey is pretty much what's in the earth at the new location, because that's whatever the bees intake through the flower and the blooming of the flower, because it's all from the earth to the flower to the bee to the honey, and so you get starting getting some of that local dirt in your system, and that's what sometimes helps you to adapt or build your immune system in the new area if you're migrating from a different state or a different city. I don't know. Anyway, um, just remember, do the 5 check at the house. 5 check, yeah. And to all the doctors and nurses, they do a lot too. The doctors, to everyone out there, the construction worker, the tractor trailer driver. Yeah, come the tractor trailer driver, he gets 14 hours a day, 11 hours to drive, 70 hours a week, and he's got to break that down. So, sometimes 1 12 to 1 o'clock, you might see them tractor trailer drivers at the rest area. They're taking their 30 minutes break and stuff like that. So, you know, watch out for them on the road. And the nurses that work overnight, double shift all the time, taking us some water, some Sprite in the room. The doctors, getting done with one patient, coming and see the next patient, and then see the next patient, in trying to make a connection with all these different patients. Sometimes it's challenging to it's a next level, because when the doctor comes in the room and see you, you're open to you're open to just talk about your symptoms. But at the end of the day, when you're filling out an application and it asks you your care provider, in your mind reflect back on your doctor and who's your doctor, and that's when it's probably starts in your mind. You start wondering how much does my doctor know me, or I know my doctor. I don't know, but it's a tough job, and to see all these different patients and then build a relationship and a connection, and you have the ones that doubt you, but for years we have always I think people has always put their full trust in a doctor's decision and suggestion, but some people will sometimes go somewhere else to get other advice. And that simple is because maybe that connection was not made with that patient, but I don't know. But but it's a challenging job to move from one room and see John Tom here, and then work with David after, and then work with Shireen or Paulette or the next patient, and it keep goes on, and it goes on for the entire day, 30 minutes, you know, and it's not like you can just take a break out the back door, you know, it's a different world. Anyway, so for the nurses, the doctors, policemen, they're doing their duty up and down. Firefighters, we all, construction worker, the guy that's fixing the roof, people paving the road, the man, the farmer out there with the cows and the chickens, and you know, and that's one good stock you need to look into too. I don't really have the ticker symbol with me right this very minute, but there's a company that supplied the United States with, I think, um, at least um, at least quarter to after a quarter of the eggs that we eat. This one company supplies the states with, so you need to look into that and find out that company name. And there's a nugget for you to build on, and then just click my like button and my subscribe button and show me some love, because that's a good one. Um, that's a good one. Egg. We eat a lot of eggs here. We egg in the morning, egg in the afternoon, egg at night, egg in the morning again. We eat a lot of eggs. And works if you're a gym, if you work out at the gym, there's some guys that still believe in the traditional way of working out and taking care of their body, drinking 3 or 4 eggs. You. So yeah, just show me some love. Just show me some love. You know what I mean? But that's a good one. That's a good one. There's the company. I don't have the ticker symbol with me right to this minute. I can probably give you the ticker symbol tomorrow sometimes, but it's a company that produce, I think, a quarter to a half or a third of the egg that we intake here in America. So eggs got to be in every store. So please thank me for that nugget by clicking and liking my channel. Yeah, east, west, north, and south. We just, I just want to always give a lot of love to Keon, to Zip Trader, Charlie's really funny. The guys on Benzinger, they're really funny. Stock Curry, Mo, Larry Jones, the real funny. Marco, keep it real. Keeping the stock, educating everyone about, the steps of, investing in a simple way, which, I thank him for doing that, because not if he didn't, and so that takes me back again, like where he was able to break down the stocks and the investment and the sectors and the market cap and the shares, and he's just able to, and I was able to understand all these things, which is, I think, you know, somebody made the the tool for him. Somebody started building it, and then he was able to use it. And so when I look at the country in general, I think some, like, you know, Luther King, Martin Luther King, Patrick Henry, Jordan, those guys, they created the tool for us, for everyone here to start building and carving again. The tool is even better than it was before. The tool is better than it was in the 80s. It's now the tools are better and stronger. So now we just have to start carving or building, you know, to to leave a next kind of tool for the next generation to use to carve and build also. But anyway, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so moving on. I know. Yeah, Korea's still fighting. I mean, war in Ukraine still. Excuse me. Um, that's beyond. That's something they that's something beyond us. I think it's something that I think they the resilience of Zelensky kind of infuriated the other side, but I don't know. But we just hopefully, it comes to an end before Christmas tomorrow, before Thanksgiving. We hope they just, there's enough death, already, and you know, it's just gonna get more death. Like if you ever, when you remember World War, I know if you watch World War or remember the World War II when, with the situation when Hitler decided to take over, Stalingrad, and he was, I think they were heading to a different region to I think they were heading to a different region to take over the oil supply, but then he kind of thinned out the army and sent one to Stalingrad because he was obsessed with having Stalingrad because I guess of, like Zelensky, I think, is in Kiev, and it could be the same obsession, where where Hitler was, um where Hitler wanted to take over Stalingrad so bad that it you know it also, put the old his old what it did was it took everything else away from the reality. His ego and reality kind of trade places somehow, but you know they end up German end up losing some like 300,000 soldiers within the winter, somewhere around there. I think two to 300,000 soldiers because the winter got so bad and ice was everywhere and there was not it's not enough supply and stuff like that. So because his mind was so set on taking over Stalingrad that you know it kind of set him back. So that was probably one of the main reason everything beside the Allies were already fixing to get there, but before the Allies even got there, But I don't know. Anyway, moving on. We just hope them guys find a way to because it's more than just what we here think. There's a lot more to it, I think, but I don't know. So remember, coming up this week, this holiday, shipping is probably going to get. I don't know if FedEx, I don't know if UPS, I don't know, but they're saying the postal service possible, and you know, there's going to be an increase in shipping and stuff like that. So look forward to that happening. as we move forward into the Christmas period and where everybody's sending gifts and stuff like that. Be prepared to pay a little bit extra at the post office possible. And yeah, you know, remember, start investment start right here with you. Your future is here right now. Um, we're in the future, and we have you know we have we've got this far, and we're doing great. But now I think we need to turn it up a little bit more. You know, with for the for children too, and for the kids. I think we need to turn it up just a little bit, just a little bit more with the technology that we've got, and you know how advanced things is here. But anyway, I don't know if you guys enjoy soccer, but I enjoy watching soccer. I enjoy football. In America we call it soccer. In the rest of the world they call it football. Jamaica we call it football too. But I know if you guys enjoy watching the Premier League, it's really fun to watch. The US also have the Major League, and Syria and Italy. We used to have the Bundesliga. We got PSG over there, French League, La Liga. We got we just so one thing I always liked about watching the Premier League, it was there's a few things I liked. The commentators did an awesome job. I remember Oliver White. I like listening to Oliver White because I know it's gonna with the studio. Oh man, with it was just three of them: Oliver White, Lee Dixon, and that one would come to mind again. But on Sunday mornings or with big games, they just give you so much good stats, and it's different. They give you good stats, and through soccer too, you would learn so much about the world, you know, and and it's through the commentators. And it's funny because when I look at YouTube, I think about YouTube as a radio station, like the podcast. That's all it is. It's just a radio station. It's changed. It's that two-way street that I was talking about. Like, oh, we need to have a two-way with, we're going to have two-way with the oil and, you know, either wind or coal or some kind of other energy. So we kind of balance, because now you can listen to the radio, and it's fun listening to the radio. One time you felt like the radio station was kind of going a little bit, but now if you start listening to your radio again, it's like, I know you have your radio station to listen to. You have YouTube you can watch and listen to and learn from. You got Twitter you can watch and listen and learn from. You got Facebook you can watch and listen and learn from. You got Instagram you can watch and listen and learn from. So, you know, now we need to like, I feel like there could be a lot of changes here already that would move everything in a forward, more adhesive. That's what I think we need. We need a adhesive kind of mentality than uh you know something that's more adhesive together. And I think a lot of the situation that we're facing will disappear or go away. We just need to, I think, just need to like, it's like everyone trying to fix a problem in their own way that lives in one household. But I don't know. I don't know. But It's like if you ever like if you think about it, is everyone is trying to fix a problem. They live in the same household, but everyone is trying to fix a problem in their own way. And then the capital can only stretch so far. But if everyone comes together with all that capital, then they will see the result. And the result is not so much for them, it's for tomorrow. But I don't know. You know, I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know. But I think if you think about it, like say, okay, we have one household and you have four kids or four adults. Well, they got to put together to pay the bills. If one pay and one don't pay or whatever, one buy food, one don't buy food, and it's not it's gonna have trouble. It's gonna be disappointment and disagreement, and but if they come together and then fix the situation and give two-way, then we can have two-way and two things to work with. And so having two things to work with would automatically set everyone in the household at a more relaxed level so they can focus on what needs to be done and what their task is, you know. But I don't know. Anyway, like I said, I love soccer because the thing about soccer, you learn so much about, and it has, with the good commentators too, you learn so much about the game. And I remember when you watched like the World Cup back in 2002, 98, 26, is it 2002, 2006, maybe 2010, if there was some kind of a fight going on in, say, Peru, you the year the commentator, they would briefly say, well, this player is from Peru, but at the moment, with the situation and the such and such that's happening in Peru is just, shifting. And so, you start, oh, okay. So, such and such is what's that's happening in Peru. And, you start, you get to understand, and then you listen to the commentator to really know what's really going on in Peru through the soccer game. So when it comes on oh, um, to sports analysts and um, these people who do these research to deliver these kind of things to you, you really, you know it's not just they're not just up there with their suit and tie on and stuff like that, and it's all good. It's a lot of research, a lot of memories, a lot of repetitive thought with themselves, and repetitive reading about an event and stuff like that. So, when you hear a sports analyst or commentator or, and these guys doing these things, it's a lot of work in it, as much as kind of like what the athlete has to do with preparing and, getting ready for games and stuff like that. But I don't know. Anyway, so soccer, football, really good sports. I really like it. American football, hockey, lawn tennis. I love every sports. One thing I liked about the Premier League though was that the Premier League is different, and the same thing for the leagues like in Syria and the Bundesliga and all these leagues. And now the Major League is also as adapt and building that kind of similarity with their with the teams. What I liked was there was 11 player on the soccer field from 11 different countries. Really think about it, like 11 players on a soccer field from 11 different countries. It's just purebred talent. And so like, I was watching Man United, and I see they have a Brazilian striker, and it reminded me of with Man United when Alex Ferguson was in charge. He was also a special talent and just one heck of a man. I think he was Alex Ferguson was like it was not my team, but I admire talent. I admire people with talent, and I admire people with such drive and have that special touch and that unique way. I admire stuff like I see it, so there's no reason for me not to admire it. And so I'm a big admirer of people who I can see that make changes and have made changes, and I can see these people, so I admire these people because what he done with Man United. I think when I don't have the stats with me right now, but I remember it used to be Liverpool used to be the top team in England, and until I think they win 18 trophies, 16, 17, 18 trophies somewhere until Man United came and put a stop to that. But it took Alex Ferguson to repetitively compete at that level. But even now, though, it would be challenging for him now to do it because athletes, if they're committed, they can do really well right now. But their commitment is somewhat so so at times. But, what Alex Ferguson did with United, even though it's not my team, and like I said, I like talent. So when I see talent, and I like, people, I see people who's like real big, strong character. So, did awesome, just like Arsene Wenger, and but the talent that Alex Ferguson had to work with. Remember, you have 11 different players from 11 different countries. That is so much to learn. That is so much to learn. At the time, I think there was Dwight York, and I think he's from Trinidad and Tobago, and Andy Cole, something like that. I think he's from London. You got people like Paul Scholes with a fierce determination, and Roy Keane, which Roy Keane, Roy Keane is the kind of guy that you could he'd make a good soldier. He would be the guy that you know you can leave to hold the line and come back a week and he'll be there holding the line. So you know that the kind of talent United had to work with. But it's changed, and a lot of things change. So but Alex Ferguson, the Premier League. I love the Premier League because it was just all these different 11 different players. And you remember, a team is not made up of 11 players only. I mean, the team is, but the squad can be 22, 22, 23. You know, the squad can be 23 large. So, But 11 players, 11 different languages, 11 different country. That's what made it unique. That's what made it what it to me, you know, my interest in how the commentators, how they how they dish the afternoon out and draw you in with their way of presenting the whole game to you through words, through research and their thoughts. So, you know, now, it's changed a little bit. I think it's changed, and you could see this changing was going to come because the players they can do really good because now every you've got so much equipment to exercise on, and so ooh, that was one of my things. When I get rich, when I get rich, when I'm able to, you know, to put facilities in places like Jamaica and the Caribbean, because a lot of these places, they're only just there's players, they got players, but the facility is not as to where you can work out and you can exercise and you can do all these different training day in and day out with light and water and to get the coaches and stuff like that. It's really important to it's really important to for them to able to have these kind of resources to work with to make it even more competitive and more interesting, to really able to put up a good fight, you know, places like, Trinidad too, maybe, Barbados, Panama, Honduras, places all, that, because you have the giants of the soccer world, you've got the Germans and, you've got the Dutch, so you've got Portugal, you've got Spain, you know, and you've got, you know, France, you've got Italy, you got Brazil, you've got the big giants, but you know, you know, the we, there's other country that the love needs to spread out to, whereas, I used to watch U.S. and Jamaica and U.S. and Mexico, and you know, now it's about even, it's about even with the Mexico and U.S. Now it's getting there. I used to, so just facilities and the kids here, I think they can do it. It's just the determination that they don't have to do it. They got everything to work with. It's just that they need to be determined a little bit more. I don't know how to give them that drive. I don't know where they've got to look for that drive somewhere. Um, but I don't know. Um, but yeah, But now that I see the major league, they're taking in players, and they got to recruit players, from around the world, and you know, just start recruiting and doing like England did. One time it was Italy where the game was, and it was excitement. One time it was Spain, the games were, and it was excitement. Now it's in England where the game is, it's gotten in. So you know, but what they did was, it's it's unique. 11 players from 11 different country. It's it's my talent. I mean, if you don't, I know diversity can be a situation at times, but you know, it also can be, like the turning key, or the stone, or that the piece that you're looking for the puzzle. But I don't know. I don't know. It's but that was one of my my big thing about that was one of my big thing about the soccer in the Premier League, is just you know having to see these players from this different country just all working together and playing together and learning together. Um, Peace out. I hope everyone have a good day. Yeah, renewable energy. The household, you know, if we have one household, we all got to be going one way, and so we can come up with, you know, yeah, because I hope like inflation goes down, but it's a good time if you have money. I'm not saying buy, sell, or own anything. I remember if you look up, there's going to be a time when um, there's going to be a time when DraftKings is going to get back up. There's going to be a time when possible Open Door, that's a real estate um, like platform where you can buy and sell your Open Door is like a real estate financial service where you can buy and sell your home online. I remember Open Doors used to sell for like 15, $20. I remember Neo just, earlier this year, Neo was up to $25, $22, and they still have a target price for Neo to get to 300 and some $380, I think, which I think maybe one day it will, but I don't know. I'm not saying buyers. I looked at this target price when I saw it. I think it was earlier in the year, about May or April, somewhere around there, or March, when I saw the target price for Neo. It was, I think they say it was $281, but I don't know. I'm not saying buy, sell, or trade anything. Open Door. At the same time, I've been Palantir. Um, and as Volvo is making EV, Kia, Hyundai, and I'm pretty sure the rest will follow soon. Lucid, and that automatically gonna put um, stocks like ChargePoint, Volta. There's a couple more EVgo for you to start looking at for in the future, because yes, it's down now, and it's the best kind of like the best time to buy, because once it gets back up, we can't buy up there. It's gonna be pointless at that time. I mean, not pointless, but it's gonna be more challenging. So I'm not saying buy, sell, or hold anything. I'm just putting this information out there. I used to, those used to be some of my go-to stocks. I would like to following the stocks from so long, and all these different companies. These. So you have Aurora, which was cannabis. I think Ex- Exco was also cannabis. I think. All these Canop- Canopy was also tracking these for maybe since May, since February. You know, um, Lithium companies. Steel companies, Steel Dynamics. Akua Metal. Pan American. You know, just just even Crocs. Crocs was at $78. You remember when was at Teladoc was Teladoc was at like close close to $100, I think, and I think Teladoc is right. It's down right now. Um, so yeah, um, you have to find a company you like. There's one called Royal Gold that I used to also look into. Um, and so now a lot of them is down. A lot of the companies are down. Stocks are down. I know, but everything else. But when it's when can you buy it? And if you look, when can you buy it? You have to buy it when it's low, because once it becomes a bull market, everything's gonna shoot back up, and that's when you're gonna be in the green. So even though it's like Larry would said, blood on the street or something like that, maybe it's not necessarily blood, but it's something else. But peace out. Have a good day. Show me love. Hey, show me some love. Just like. All right.